I am here. I was just on a call. Sorry about that. Oof. Yeah, I was just on a Discord call, actually, talking to somebody. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hello, Fizzy. Hello, Hamlet. Hello, Kerfuffles. Cool Dude Tanker. White Raven. Yay. Member. Nice. Killer. Vegemite. Oh, the guy from Down Under. How you doing, guys? How is everybody? That's a positive thing, surely. Oof. Oh. Oh, dearie me. Oh, wowzers. Wow, at least you've tasted my bloody cabbage. Focus properly. At least you tested negative, mate. That's the good thing. Absolutely. So, oh, Discord was playing up for some reason. Is Discord still there?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Alright, it's back. Oh, there we go. Do I have leaks for the new burning game mode? Ferry, I don't. Well, I do, but I don't. All I know is that there's going to be something special for Halloween. That's all I know, to be honest with you. I don't know any more than that. I don't know if there's special tanks or special if they're bringing back special maps or what. Like, you know, when they did Fort Despair, they sort of turned it into a Fort Very Despair. I don't know. All I know is that they're planning something special for Halloween, and that's all I know, I'm afraid. Aside from that, I am clueless. Simple. Anyway, before we kick off, let's have a look and see what's in the shop. Woohoo! Camos. You can get lots of camos for 2,400 gold. It's not bad, 2,400 gold. Got the containers collection still with lots of things in there. 10,000 gold. There's a lot of things in there, to be fair. And you know, a lot of people don't like containers. I hate containers. I hate them with a passion. But to be honest with you, I have bought two of these. I paid one for cash and I bought one for 10k, and I didn't lose any money. I didn't get lots of tanks, I admit, but I didn't lose any money. I mean, the one for cash was about $25, and I got about $25 back in gold. And then the one for 10,000 gold, I bought that with the gold I got from the $25, and I got something like 20,000 gold back almost. So I didn't lose any money, which was a good thing. Again, I didn't get many tanks, but hey. At least I didn't lose money. But containers, well, containers are containers. That's the problem. You know, you take your chances, guys. There's no guarantee you're going to get a tank. I didn't get any tanks whatsoever on North America. I did get the Smasher on EU, and I did get the T-22 on Asia, but I got bugger all on North America. But saying that, I did get a T-25 on North America with a huge container, but that was a freebie, so that's a bit different, isn't it? Hello, Neil. How are you doing? Hello, Leppy. So what else we got? Well, they've got the Molten Panzer 5.4, 1,500 gold. That's not bad considering what you're getting, guys. You're getting a garage slot, all the equipment unlocked, rare camo, and 5 certificates for 5 times XP. That's not bad for 1,500 gold. Thinking about it, you've still got the Smashing Platoon. That's 2 tier 4s, AC4 Sentinel, and the Churchill Mark IV. 5,000 gold. It seems a bit much, but again, you're getting all the equipment unlocked. You're getting the camos. You're getting 10 certificates for 5 XP and 100 plus epic boosters. So you're getting quite a lot there. Plus you get 14 days of premium account. So again, it's not too bad considering. Then they've got the VK90. You can buy the VK90. I don't have that in my garage, actually. It's the only tank I don't have. It's a bit expensive, but there are two types. There's the one for 22,500, all the equipment unlocked, and the camo, and the avatar, and the garage slot for 22,500, or you can get it plain Jane for 20,000. you're going to spend more than 2,500 putting all the equipment on it, trust me. So it's worth it. And then you got more epic camos. In fact, you know, people turn around and say, put your money where your mouth is. I haven't got the VK90, it's the only one I don't have, so I'm going to buy it. There you go. Because I'm like that. I'm a tank collector. And yes, I do have a press account as well, but hey, that's a press account. This is my personal account. It's one of the tanks I don't have in my garage. So, and I am a tank collector, so I bought it. Simple. Then you got loads more containers. 17 here, 15,000, because that one up there is the one that's half price. The T54 Proto is in the shop as well, but that is for season coins, so you have to do the tournaments to get that. And then you've got obviously the Churchill and the Sentinel on their Todd. Then you got the Panther 88, either 8,500 with all the equipment on lock, the boosters and everything, or 7,500 plain Jane. Again, it's going to cost you more than 1,000 gold realistically to put everything on it, so it's probably better to spend the extra 1,000. And then you got Avatar containers, which I don't know anybody who buys Avatar containers, but there we go. Then we have the bundles, and these are quite good. So, Lucky Tier 8. Okay, it's quite expensive. Now, if you're like me, and you've got all the tanks, okay, buy the Lucky 4. The Lucky 5, sorry. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to show you why you should look at getting this. So I'm going to purchase it. It's what, 20, what's that? That's, I don't know how many dollars that is. It's about $15 roughly. So I've just bought this tier 5 container. Now, what will happen is this, and this is why these ones aren't as bad as you think. So yeah, I already got that, but I don't want that. I want my container. So I'll go to the containers. I've got a tier 5. Now, I can win all those tanks. Now, I do have, as far as I'm aware, all those tanks. So when I open it, I'll get a tank I've already got. I've already got the Angry Connor, so I claim it, and then I get a tier 6 container. Now, if I go back to the store, don't forget, I bought this container for about $15. The tier 6 container, no, it's not. It's about, what's about 10, it's $8. About $8. Where the tier 10 container, the tier 6 container is about $15. So I've already saved money because now I've got a free tier 6. And again, I can get all these tanks, but I've got them all, so I'll open it. I get the Panzer 4S, I've already got that. So now I've got a tier 7 container. Go back to the store, don't forget, I've spent hardly anything on this tier 5. The tier 7 is going to cost me almost $20 odd. So I've saved money so far, quite a lot. Now again, this is tier 7. I've got all of these, I believe. I get the Gravedigger. I've got the Gravedigger. So now I get a tier 8 container. Remember, I only spent $8, roughly, $7 to $8. The tier 8 container, the tier 8 container is about $25, roughly. So now I've got a tier 8 container, which is $25 that I've got for spending $8. And again, there's all the tanks I can get. And I think I've got all of them apart from one. I think there's one in there that I haven't got. I don't know. I think it's the Sheriff or something. No, I've got the T44 100. Now, nobody had... You can't buy the tier 9, but now I've got the tier 9, so I'll open that. I've got the Camp 70, so now I get a tier 10. Open that. And I get a 121B. I've already got it. So, go to my notifications. Get 2,500 gold back. It wasn't worth it for me, but it could be worth it for you guys. Now, 2,500 gold is, yeah, it's approximately about the price I spent for the container. So there you go. That's what I did. So it can be done. They're not as bad as you think. But now I've got the VK90. So that's what's in the store. Up to you. Some things are good to have a look at, like those containers. They're not too bad, to be honest with you. But be careful. If you've already got most of the premiums, especially if you've got the tier 5, tier 6 and tier 7s, buy the tier 5 and best of luck. Then we've obviously got the Ultramarines stuff as well. The Predators back in, the Vindicators back in. Not great tanks, especially the Vindicator. Bit pricey. What's that? $15 odd. It's a bit pricey for that tank, but it can be fun. And that's about it. So, where were we? That's the store done, guys. So, tournaments. We'll deal with that in a minute. First and foremost, we have new tankies. We have the Strav 74, the Leo, the Emil 1, the Emil 2, and the Kranwagen. So what do you guys think? Have you got them yet?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get them for like a year at least.
Well, I know.
Really low on my priority list.
I've seen some Kranwagens going out in the tour. There was a couple on Asia, there were a couple on EU, and there were a couple on NA. So
I mean, we do use them every now and then, but in tournaments, I don't think the Kranwagen is really that impressive. It's really good in randoms, from what I hear.
I don't know. I mean, I saw some effective use of them on by Souls yesterday against Win, but admittedly there were 3 of them. There were 3 of them rolling out on Hellas, which really sort of put the back against Win. A couple of the Maddox is in the chat. He faced a couple of them yesterday, I believe, on Asia.
No, we used them.
You used them. That's right. Sorry. Yes, you used them. So, and how do you find them for the tours?
Currently it's actually in a strange situation with the Kranwagen. It's a good tank in solo, that's for sure. I played 30 rating battles in it. It's actually a pretty good tank in solo. But in a team play environment, it's fallen a bit short in terms of the impact they can provide in certain scenarios.
It's a bit slow. Not the reload, the actual tank's maneuverability. It's a bit slow, isn't it?
Yeah, both the reload and the maneuverability.
But
So it's pretty hard to get. So when you need it, it doesn't dish out a lot of damage.
No.
It does damage, like you can burst the free shots out, but that's about it. And after that you could be reload slower than even an E100 firing 150mm shell.
yeah, see, I mean, I've seen some great games in it. I mean, Juicy Tendersteak, he got it on the first day and posted a Hall of Famer straight off the bat, which has now been overtaken on EU by Harry of the Clan Vanguard, who went out and did 9k in it. But I've seen some good games in it. But I mean, the turret is rock solid in certain circumstances. It's absolutely rock solid. But the sides and the back are pretty weak, and it is slow. It is slow to move around the battlefield. However, looking at the Emil 2, a lot of people are telling me that is slightly broken. So if anybody's got the Emil 2, what do you think?
Well, all I know is I've spent a bit of free XP on it. Never actually got the credits to buy any of them.
Okay.
Because I literally just bought like 3 tanks before the update, so hey ho.
There you go. How you doing, Sugar Baby? But yeah, I mean, I've heard so a lot of people are saying that the Emil 2, the tier 9 tank, is a beast. It's a beast.
No, it's underpowered.
Is it a Mil 1? Is it a Mil 1 that's broken? From what
Yes, ML1 is broken. Kranwagen is good in the right scenario, and ML2 is weak,
Oh,
in
is
my
it?
opinion. Yeah.
Let me just see who sent me that. Let's see
Because,
if maybe I've misread what they were telling me. Let me have a look.
Every tier 9 tank can pen the Emil through the turret.
Oh, really?
Turret.
Oh no, you're right. Sorry, my mistake. It is the Emil 1. Yes.
No.
Emil 1 is good.
Lots of people are saying the Emil 1 seems a bit broken.
Also because it has more DPM than the tier 10.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. So that'd be an interesting one. So the Emil 1 is looking good. I mean, the DPM is 2020.
I'm
with
getting
the top
more
third.
average damage
The
on
Crown
that.
Wagon, you're right, the Crown Wagon is only 1,900 DPM
Yeah.
compared to the Emil 1, which is 2,020.
Yep.
Wowzers.
So
Wowzers.
the damage is very bad in the tier 10. Like, you just gonna get out traded by any tank that you gotta face.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty poor DPM. It is pretty poor DPM for a tier 10 heavy.
But here's the catch, because if you buff his DPM right now, it's gonna take over the meta, because
Oh, absolutely.
right now the only thing
My
the only thing
favorite
that's holding
tank
it
at the
back
moment
right now,
is the VK90. It's so good.
because right now the only thing holding it back is just that the DPM doesn't do anything at all in the roll situation. So if it has better DPM, it will instantly take over. I can see how it would instantly take over the meta, and become like a top choice, because like, yeah, it's slow, but now you got flexibility and you got armor, like,
Look,
and that's all you need really.
Fugit, for instance, the VK90 can pen the Emil in the turret
Yes.
with AP.
With AP?
Yep.
I haven't tried that. I'll have to look at that.
Tier 10 have
Well, you want about the hatches on the top of the turret, I'm assuming.
Not only the hatches,
just the
on
entire
some-
turret.
The entire turret? Wow.
Yep.
I think it's 260, around 260. So
I could go into a training room with you and show it to you. Like,
Oh,
but
I'm
it's-
on PC. It's no good for me. I don't even know the controls, mate. But
yeah, but you just need to sit still.
so
It's actually really weak. It's
yeah, it does look that way. To be honest with you, it does look that way. I mean, looking at, the frontal armor the turret is 225 and the hull is 110, but the sides and the rear are literally paper.
that's the Kranwagen you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the Kramwagen. It's paper.
Emil has
on-
like the 50mm less
well,
thick
the,
armor.
well, the Emil has got 180 on the turret and 125 on the hull, but its rear is better. It's actually better. I mean, the Kranwagen is 37 millimeters on the rear. The Emil 1 is 50 millimeters on the rear. Work that one out. That's the rear of the turret, by the way.
Physics and realism, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So oof. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I've seen, like I said, I've seen the Kranwagen in action in the tournaments, and when it seems that you're running two of them, it seems to be more tricky than running one of them. But as you said, I mean, Maddox's team yesterday, Feast, did roll one out. It seemed to be okay in it. To be fair, he seemed to be doing okay in it. I don't know if it was taking the other team by surprise, but he seemed to be doing okay. But then again, you've done okay this tour anyway, you OP sods. So, but yeah. But I mean, they're in the store, guys. Well, they're not in the store. They're in the tech tree now, so that's it. Expect to see a lot of them. And those of you who've got them, I hope you're enjoying them.
I've been playing the Emil a bit with Object. He and the W's had me and the Emil.
Okay.
And every game there were at least 2 Emils on each side.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you're going to get a lot. You're going to get a lot. I mean, people have waited ages. The Kranwagen has been hyped again. It's one of those tanks that's been overly hyped, and everybody wants to get it. And, well, it doesn't deserve the hype, let's say.
Nah, I don't think so.
So,
It's not that epic.
no. Aside from that, I mean, obviously the update hit midway through a bloody tournament again. Anybody experienced any issues? We on the streaming side have experienced issues. We can no longer click onto individual players, oddly enough.
I've heard Amunet had some troubles with the camera.
Yeah, no, the camera's not working properly. So it used to be that when you went into free cam, you would use the number keys 1, 2, and 3 to basically jump from free cam into the tank of that player. Well, that doesn't work now, so at the moment, so that's been buggered up completely. I experienced massive ping issues and loss on Asia the day after the update hit.
I had it on normal, like on EU.
Mm-hmm.
The other day was literally abysmal. 350, 400 ping and like 30% packet loss.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the ghost shells have come back into play.
Yeah.
Like,
Also true.
Well, I've not seen that. I've not experienced that myself. The reason I haven't experienced that myself is because the only game I played was on Asia, and the ping and the loss was so bad. I don't know if it was ghost shells or just ping and packet loss. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Maddox, did it affect you guys tournament wise?
I didn't actually feel much of it. Not sure if it was because of my internet is better than everybody else or whatever. Like I think my games went pretty smooth. There wasn't anybody talking about internet issues from my side, at least.
EU as well. I don't think many problems.
I don't know. I think I saw a message by what's his name? Somebody from Loca saying that they had a few ping issues during the game.
I had more FPS issues rather than ping. Like my connection is all right, so I don't really have issues with like internet per se. But I'm trying to play the game on my laptop sometimes because my phone is well, it's off to the good old pastures of heaven. I'm getting a new phone in like a week or so. But my laptop with a GTX 1060 and i5 and 12 gigs of RAM struggles to run the game at 60 FPS after dispatch. I've been trying to wrestle around with it for about 2 or 3 days now, and I just gave up.
Have you updated your
I'm running on the latest ones.
drivers and stuff like that?
Every single thing I'm running on the latest ones.
No, but did you update your video card?
I am 100% sure I
What
updated
game
the
client are you running? What version from the
Steam one? I've been trying to run the MS Store version one.
Yes,
and
go for MS.
That one runs a whole lot better, but every time I alt tab, it crashes.
That shouldn't happen. But
that shouldn't
We'll give up
happen, yes, but
patience,
it
I
does.
guess.
What's my driver version actually? 456.71. So you know, at least it's the latest ones, but I don't think that these issues are gonna be fixed anytime soon.
I mean, but I don't know if it's stable down now. I'm not sure. I haven't played myself because obviously I've been doing tournaments and stuff, doing the streaming. But so I haven't experienced any ghost shells.
Well,
Yeah,
apart from the bugs and problems, you do have the player base that's literally shitting on everyone's breakfast. I mean, it's just abysmal with all their events and free XP and all that crap. You just get people.
Yeah, I
literally
mean,
not
I was
having
talking to
clue.
somebody about that earlier, where in randoms now, I mean, the player base is a bit meh.
Oh no! I've been playing ratings for the last 2 days.
Right.
Oh my days!
Ratings are a bit of a disaster right now.
Really?
A bit more of a disaster to be perfectly honest.
I've signed up for the rating streams. You're not
have a
filling
good
me,
one, Fugit.
You're not filling me full of confidence here.
No, mate, let's put it like this. I calibrated. Yes, I'm not the best player. I calibrated at 3.6k, and now after 2 days, I'm barely holding above 3.4.
Oof.
Yeah.
But that's happened to me before.
Just play the ML1 and you'll be fine.
I was playing the Crown in the Asian server. I calibrated into silver.
Yeah.
Interesting, no?
No. I tell you, I mean, I've had some of this. I mean, I once calibrated it in platinum, and then within a day, I was touching silver. It was that bad. Yeah. It was that bad.
It's 3.5k.
Gameplay could be very bad at times.
And right now I'm at 3.6k. I lost 200 points in the last 2 days. So
Yeah.
Today I tried 2 more battles and I immediately gave up.
Yeah. I mean, I've long argued that they need to revisit ratings somehow. And I think,
the RNG factor, because fuck me, it's been all against me.
And I know wargaming are sort of looking at the whole rating scenario, but these things take time. But yeah, I mean, ratings does need a bit of tinkering with to make it more appealing to the player base, I think. Because a lot of people use it to grind, and that's not the idea of
The only
ratings.
motivation that I have for playing ratings is, haha, look, a shiny camo, but every now and then I just have spare amounts of cash and I just buy camos from the store and I have no motivation to do them.
I mean, I bought one of those crates for camos and I got the radioactive for tier 9 and 10, so
Oh, nice.
that's worth it for me. But
Yeah, it's worth it for some people. I mean, if you're going to get those sort of things, then yeah, it is. Because, I mean, camos... I don't know why they haven't done this more, because, you know, a lot of people like camos.
Camos
you know,
actually look pretty good.
it's
the
not-
ones that are in the crates right now.
they're not exactly expensive, those
Come
crates.
on, team, use your flipping brains. How about that for a change? Eh?
Yeah, you're spending 2,400, and you know you're gonna get a camo, and lots of people like camos. So
I really love the rare or the middle one, the blue
The
and
one,
orange one. I really love that one.
Jono, where have you been? Oh, that's right, you've been simping with Mewtwo.
Oh,
Sorry, Jono, it came out.
Why are
just
you
came
bullying?
out.
Well, you
why are you bullying Fugit?
It's not. It's Jono. Everybody bullies
Oh.
Jono.
So then it's allowed? Okay.
Kind of.
I'll remember that. I will remember that.
It's just a joke, and Jono knows that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't understand why they don't do more of these camo crates, because people like camos, and you're guaranteed a camo, unlike you're guaranteed a tank. Not. So, wowzers.
To be honest,
Wowzers.
the deal with the cameras is
you
quite
don't
good.
guarantee a camo though. You don't guarantee you're getting a camo, but you know what tier you're getting.
That's right. You're guaranteed a camo, but you're not guaranteed the one that you want for the tier that you want. That's true.
It's got a tier 5 one and I
So
have
I mean, that's still
most of
alright. To be honest, that's still alright because you're getting something out of it. You're not getting.
Yeah, you're
nothing.
still getting it.
So,
You're still getting something. That's right. In
Right,
fact,
okay.
let's
Just
put
to
my
make-
money. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll buy the camos.
Listen, just to make an idea of how bad the ratings are, yeah? I've got a player with 75 total battles
Okay.
in ratings in a Panther M10.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that just? So
Absolutely.
he's got all the tier 1 and 2 and a few tier 3 tanks. He's got an AC4 Sentinel and then the M10, and he's playing ratings.
Oh,
Because
Jono, we know
why not?
you know we love you, mate. Just haven't seen you for ages. Yeah. Well. Wow. It happens, man. It happens. Right, I've bought this container of camos. Let's check it out. Let's see what you're going to be looking at, guys. So I open the first one. Oh, it's like a box. It's not a container. So I get salvaged scrap camo. And 200 free XP. So what's the salvage scrapped camo? What's that for? Suitable for tier 4 and 5, that
is
one.
that the hamburger camo?
Yes, it's no, suitable for 5 and 6 vehicles. The salvage scrap. It's not bad. So let's see what else we can get. Oh, we got another one, salvage scrap. Why have we got? We got 2 of those now. That's a bit of a con. I don't want 2 of them. But the other one is suitable for tiers 3 and 4. So, okay, I've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 so far. Oh, burning mad camo. Let's see what that gives me. Burning mad. Up tiers 3 and 4. Darn it. Darn it. Another salvage scrap. What tier is that though? Oh, it's tier 5 and 6. Oh, I've been conned. Another salvage scrap. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Huh?
Oh, this is a new one though. This is for tiers 7 and 8. So that's okay. Last one.
Better.
Last one. Another salvage scrap. And that's
taking-
also for tiers 7 and 8. So I got
I think
mainly, I got it from
You didn't
tier.
have the chance to watch the Pantouf's video on these crates, have you?
No, what's that?
That's exactly what he done. He done it so other people don't get conned.
Yeah, I always open containers so people can see what they're getting themselves into. So, well, now you know.
It wasn't worth it.
Goodness.
Now you know.
It wasn't really worth it.
No, well, it was 2,000 gold. I've got a few bloody camos for tiers, any tank from tier 3 to tier 8. So that's okay. It's okay if you like your camos. I mean, people are going to do that. That's not a problem. It's not a big deal.
Better than getting a tank out of them.
Yeah, at least I got it. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, at least I'm guaranteed a camo. It may not be the tier I want, but it's a camo. Whereas if I try the tanks, then I'm most likely to get a booster of some description.
Yeah.
So at least in that respect, it was good in that respect. So
Yeah, I've still got bad memories when the Badger came out, and I've invested about 150 quid in it, and all I got was about 350k of free XP. Not worth the money. Definitely not worth the money.
No, I can tell you that for a fact. No, it's not. But anyway, that's what's happening there.
But I invested all that money and I still didn't get the tank.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So
it reminds me of the Christmas event. Don't even tell me about that. Oh god.
Oh, I did okay on the Christmas event.
I've burnt almost 500,000 free XP in the Christmas event, and all I got was a camo for the bath chat, 2 camos for the IS3, and a camo for the IS5.
But anyway,
Yeah, that's...
I'm going to quickly move on to tournaments. The reason being is because I've got Maddox here, so I'm going to hopefully I can't stick it up. Why is
That
it-
doesn't matter. I'm here for.
No, but I want to
Should chat as
talk. No, but I also want to have a chat with you. Where is it? There we go. Boom. So, first and foremost, congratulations, Feast. You are through to the next stage, which is the big one. Let's just open this a bit. So, Feast at the moment on the Asia server are completely unbeaten, topping the table. 6 battles, 6 wins. So they are through to the next stage, which is the Blitz Asian Cup. HLV are also through, so are Team ID and GV. So congratulations to all of those. You've played a different type of game, Feast, led by you, Maddox. It's been impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember talking when you were going through the ascent, you're saying, oh, you know, blah 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 blah. But you guys seem to really jowled a lot, massively, in fact, for this.
I mean, for top 8, obviously we gotta be preparing a lot more than we would have been compared to like the ascents, right? So we were definitely coming into the top 8 prepared. Like we knew what we were facing, we knew what are teams coming in with. Like we have a good idea what they would run because we've already seen them
Where
playing
the
in
fuck is
ascents.
that?
We have seen the videos, the recordings, the live streams and such. Like we have a solid idea, at least somewhat of an idea of what to expect.
Yeah.
But coming to top 8, we were like, everybody was like, okay, everybody knows that they need to step up a notch in their gameplay, and that's exactly what we did.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like been watching a different team. I don't think you've really put a foot wrong, to be honest with you.
Probably against the GV games, I think we choked a bit, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, but I've got to ask, whose idea was it to stick F Silver up there in a Leo? I've got to ask.
It was okay. It was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Okay.
So like they're like, okay, yeah, sure, let's do some boosting today, and it's just suddenly 10 minutes later you ended up with the 2 strats that in Rockfield both required.
Yeah,
boosting
you did too.
of a
You did
tank.
too. Yes. F Silver did a lot of damage in that game. You didn't win the game, but they did a lot of damage up there.
Yeah, that game we actually threw that game somehow. Like I think we shouldn't have pushed that aggressively on A. It wasn't even meant to be a push there. I think you just being miscommunicated. And I think these games in top 8 are just like these are the ones that cost us the games in top 8s right now.
Yeah.
And like I just want to get myself to fix them before it really costs us some serious that should be a win or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's lucky now it hasn't resulted in any losses just yet. But
No.
if we continue, if these issues don't get fixed, it might at some point.
That's fair enough. But I mean, you got to be impressed with the guys. They all seem to put a lot of hard work in. Did their jobs where they needed. Boom Magoo running around like a straight crazy fool again in his Object 140 all over the shop, doing some great games. In fact, all your guys played really well. I mean, there's some spectacular stuff that you guys do. So as the captain, you've got to be pretty chuffed with the performance.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Definitely satisfied. Like somewhat satisfied with the gameplay we put up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there always room for improvements. Not gonna lie, but
Of course.
as in result wise, I think we're pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did what we wanted to do. We want to try to repeat the streak that we had last year, undefeated throughout the entire tournament, and I hope this time we can make it as well, make it again.
Well, I mean, tomorrow you're going out again, this time against HLV, more of a practice run, but no doubt you guys have taken it still seriously, wanting to be unbeaten. But congratulations anyway for you guys getting there, and you'll have a bit of a break before the next part of the tour, which is the biggie, I believe.
Yeah, but Asia's getting like the least rest because it's literally the first one to get the Blizz Cup.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. But Asia, unlike the other servers, is pretty straightforward. And if I move over to EU, wowzers! I mean, this is a different kettle of fish. Because, well, Legion and Loka have qualified, so big congrats to Legion and Loka. But Endgame, Win, and Raid, they can all qualify for that last. Basically, they're all there or near as, damn it. So there's a lot of clans, and don't forget, I mean, Souls. I don't think. Well, Souls are also in the mix to an extent, but it's interesting what's happening on EU. It's going down to the wire tomorrow. Now, Win are playing Endgame tomorrow. And that is a massive game because it's a must-win for both of those teams. At the end of the day, whoever loses that battle will basically lose the top 4. So there's a lot to play for, and there's no guarantee. I mean, if we look at Tour 7, we have got Souls against Loka, so that is a big game for Souls as well. And we've got Raid against Imor. Imor, unfortunately, are probably near. Well, they're not necessarily out as such, because if they can beat Raid, they may be able to jump up there. But they've got to still leapfrog Endgame or Win. So a lot is still riding on what's going on in EU. So it's going to be an interesting one, guys. And that's tomorrow. So every good name is taken who's got the coin stream. He will be rolling out with Endgame. I'm rolling out with Win. Amunet is rolling out with Legion, as she normally does. And I believe every Wild One's helper is with Imor. And for the German speakers, R1B is going out with Raid. So there is full coverage. And it's going to be exciting, to be fair. It is going to be exciting. There is no guarantee that Raid or Endgame will be in the top 4 at this moment in time. None whatsoever. So, all to play for over there on EU. And then we switch to NA, which is also very, very tight. Okay, Rain, Void, and GMA have already qualified. But Pincer haven't. And that's a shocker for NA. Because Pincer are a favourite over there. With the likes of, I mean, you know, you got Dark Magician Girl, etc., TJ, and all that lot. And they are not guaranteed. They go out against Rain in their final battle. Rain at the moment are undefeated. So there's no guarantee that Pincer are going to make it either. Ishtia, who are currently in the 4th spot, they are actually they are level pegging with Pincer. They are going out against MM. Now MM are out of their tournament. That's it. Their tournament's done and dusted. So if you're a betting person, then you probably put your money on Ishtia to get there rather than Pincer, which will be a shocker for the NA server, to be fair. But it'll be interesting. So again, that server is undecided, and that is all to go for. So any guys who are interested in I am actually streaming the Rain Pincer game. I've got the coin stream for that, so I am streaming that game. And it's going to be close, and it's going to be tight, and I can see Pincer throwing caution to the wind, desperately trying to win, and it all depends on how many games they win. That's what it comes down to now, because if Ishtia do turn over MM, then because they're equal on how many games they've won and lost as well in between everything, so it all comes down to how many games do these clans win? So it's not settled by any way, shape or form. And it's going to be an exciting final day for EU and NA. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about RU, so I can't tell you anything about that. So that's what it's standing at, guys. It very rarely comes down to the last day where there's a lot of things still to be decided. But it has this time round. So lots of exciting stuff happening tomorrow, for those of you who are interested in tournaments, of course. So, what do you think about that, Maddox? I mean, have you been keeping an eye on the other servers?
Yeah, I did actually tune in the games for EU last night. So like, the games are very close, that's for sure. Like, I was tuning into Amit's stream, watching Endgame versus LG Legion, and I think also Endgame versus Loka. Both games were tiebreaker games, like
yes,
very
they
close.
were.
And yeah, both teams, like EU definitely a lot more punishing when you make mistakes. So like we can see them just punishing each other's mistake.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, last night I was streaming Win, because I've been streaming Win for the whole of this tour, and wow, I mean, Souls gave them a really tough time. Really well played by Souls, but Win triumphed in the end. But the game against Raid, wowzers! I mean, that was just a shocker for the Raid fans out there, because Win managed to really put Raid against the wall. Raid were not playing badly, and they were slightly unlucky, but the teamwork employed by Win in the final game of Raid was just brilliant, and they deserved to win it. And it's been like that all the way through this tour. I mean, Legion and Loka have been dominant, yes they have. Endgame haven't really been firing on all their cylinders, but nor have Raid. So it's gonna be a very, very tense, nervous last day tomorrow. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, guys. I'm telling you. You expect some really fast-paced gameplay, because these guys are not going to be sitting at the back. They want to get to that Blitz Cup to have a chance of winning it. Simple as that. And NA's the same. I mean, a lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of people are shocked that Pincer are not there at the moment. So, wow. Whereas Asia, you're pretty safe though.
Now RN got shocked.
That is a shocker, to be fair. They didn't win a single. I mean, RN is a shocker. I've been speaking to Wild Ones Helper about this, and RN hasn't won a single game. Yet RN have been pretty consistent recently. You're going into this tour, we've seen a completely different type of team. So RN has been a shocker. Yes, they have. They've just not jowled for this series for some reason. Don't know why. They just haven't. But I mean, HLV have been impressive. I'll be honest with you. They've stepped up a lot. They've been very impressive in this tour. ID again, not really firing on all their cylinders. Cats have done okay. They've still got a lot to do, but they're one to eye for the future. GV, well, I mean, GV, a lot of people have said, "Oh, are they really ready for tier 10?" I mean, we've seen some great stuff from GV, and we've seen some shocking stuff from GV. To be fair, at this tier, tier 8, it's different, but this tier they've struggled a little bit in some of their games.
GV has been a decent team with regard to skill, but they never really had good strats for tier 10s. So like for the past few years, like counting back from 2018, they have been struggling quite a bit in tier 10 tournament because they don't have the strats to play with.
No, they don't.
Now they're actually looking pretty solid as like top 4 regular now.
Yeah, I mean they're certainly a team to look for the future again. They certainly are, and they're going to be one to keep an eye on. It's going to be you know, I mean it's interesting to see the tournaments in Asia coming together like they are now, and you know we've had it's always been the same when you're a streamer. When you go on to do the streams on Asia, it's always low viewer counts. But recently, we're getting quite a lot of viewers because more and more people are getting into the tournaments and clan wars for Asia now, which is great. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's one good thing. I mean, I think Jack had close to 200 for the coin stream yesterday on Asia. No, that was me. I had 200 odd. And Jack had 200 odd the other day for the coin stream on Asia. So, you know, I mean, it's getting there. It is getting there. The viewership for Asia is getting there, which is great. And same with all of them as well. I mean, EU, I think, Jack had the coin stream yesterday and he had something like 400 and something viewers, which is great. Brilliant for Jack. And I think Fishy on NA had about 400 and something as well. So people are starting to now watch Clan Wars a lot more, which is fantastic.
Good to hear.
It is good to hear. Maybe Wargaming will take that on board and invest a bit more into it.
We hope.
We can only hope. That's all we can do.
Yeah, we can only hope.
So
But I think sort of like the low viewer counts do have something to do with how the games are being played and how the streams are being done. Like most of us like I think somebody mentioned this before, but like most of the streamers focus on the macro plays instead of the micro plays of how the player controls their tank. Like this make it really hard to relate for like your Joe average player. Like so it doesn't even know how they're controlling their tank. They just know, oh, this tank is going there, this tank is going here, he's shooting this tank, but they don't know how they're aiming. Like how is their awareness keeping up with their gameplay. Like it'd be nice to actually know how the players, like the players POV exactly, not just the free cams or just showing their tank or something. Like it would be nice if Wargaming implemented like a player POV, so that you can like just see exactly what they're looking at, what they're doing, what they're filling with the ammunition, what their consumables looking like.
We tried to do that. I mean, it's very difficult to do. I mean, in free cam, you try to get down low sort of level with the tank so you can try and show the audience what they're looking at, what they can see. But you don't see what they're aiming at, and you don't really get an understanding of what they're doing. But you can give an impression of what the player's doing, but it doesn't translate well, to be fair, because as you say, I mean,
it translates very poorly.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't translate well. I mean, we've tried to do it.
For example, sometimes.
Go on.
Like for example, sometimes he might just feather a very very tight shot, and because there's no player POV, you don't actually see a shot hitting. Like you don't see an actual shot.
Exactly. And you know, we've tried it with pressing the individual number for the tank and that player. That doesn't work at all because you just get a rear view of the tank realistically.
And you don't like.
No. Yeah. And you try it in free cam where you try and get down either level with the tank or just behind the tank, so you're on the same level as what the player can see. But again, it doesn't translate on the screen because you're not really seeing what the player sees through the reticle, and it's very difficult to do that. I mean, we do try and point out some shots that do look difficult to make, that are very, very, like being thread through somewhere. I think one of your guys pulled one of these crazy shots off yesterday on Winter Malinovka, and it looked like there was no way they should have penned, but it was a great shot. We do point out things like that, but again, unless you've got inside the tank and seeing exactly what the player's seeing, it's very difficult to translate it.
And on the other hand, how, like, yeah, obviously you can see how the player is getting damaged, like how their modules are being damaged. But I think in this, like, I think most of the time these are being like way too subtle. Like you can't really point it out because like it doesn't translate into much into the actual gameplay.
No, it doesn't.
Like, for example, he's got tracked, but like all you can see is that like he's tracked. Like you do not know whether he has a kit or not at the situation, so you can't really broadcast it as a say, oh, he got no kit, he's tracked, now he can't do anything about it. Like it makes the streams a bit strange to look at. Like or yeah, for example, sometimes there's ammo rack happening, but nobody, like the streamer can't point it out because he doesn't know whether it's actual ammo rack or it's just very good focus fire.
Yeah, I exactly. I've had that situation a few times where you see a player sort of lose all his hit points immediately, and I say, "Oh, I think he's been ammo racked," and then somebody from the stream says, "Actually, no, that it was a triple tap. 3 players hit him at the same time." But you're right. You don't get the ammo rack icon, and you don't get the engine fire icon either. So we don't know.
I think with currently how wargaming makes the interfaces, it's really hard to hype up the tournaments, like, and it's just really hard to attract audience when you can't even when you can't hype up the gameplay.
Well, we try to. I mean, if you've ever watched one of Jack's streams, then he's very hyperactive and he's very he's very absorbed and enthusiastic.
That's still really limited to the tactical side of things, right?
Yeah.
Like there's really only that much you can hype out from a tactical standpoint, but like if average viewer can't understand, they won't get the hype, right?
No,
So
that's true. I mean, and we try, we as the streamers try to get the hype across from that sort of level where we get excited over certain gameplays or certain things.
So like this, in a way, wargaming is just wargaming limiting their own tournament hype because they're just not making the gameplay relatable to your average players.
Yeah, I mean, there is a bit of that, and you're right. I mean, the average player doesn't get it half the time. It's for the streamer to try and get some excitement in there. So, for example, I mean, unless you follow Clan Wars, then people wouldn't have really understood why winning against Raid yesterday was an exciting game. So I have to get excited for them to try and get that excitement into the game so they can understand it's an exciting game and it's a big game, and Win aren't expected to beat Raid, but the way Win play, they're so unpredictable, and in a game that doesn't necessarily translate to a lot of the player base, because they won't think that. They will look at Win and they'll say, why is he saying they're unpredictable? They're not. They're just like any other clan. When they're not, they are very unpredictable, and you don't know what they're going to do. And one of the problems is, one of the things that we have as a streamer for when we're streaming a clan like Win, with certain clans, where the push is going to be. They're either going to stack it up on this side or stack it up on that side, and you can generally tell where a push is going to come from experience and from knowing Clan Wars and from knowing the game itself and playing it tier 10. But with Win, you can't predict it because they're all over the map. It is trying to keep track of them, and it's like your guys yesterday on one of the games on Winter Malinovka. You pushed down the flank, and we were like, oh, they're probably not going to push down the flank, and then all of a sudden you did. It's like, wow. and it takes the other team by surprise. It takes us by surprise, and it's trying to relate all that to the audience who may not know why it's a good thing, why it's a strange tactic or whatever, and it's getting there with the streamers. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, as I said, every good name is taken. He's got hoodles of experience in playing the tank, so he's very good at the very good technical side of the stuff and things like that. Wild One's Alper is very excitable, but he's also very good at the technical side of the game as well. He brings a lot of knowledge to the streaming circuit, whereas myself and Amunet are a little bit different. Aminet's got more technical experience than I have, and she's fantastic. I lack the technical Clan Wars experience side of the game. I haven't played lots of tier 10 tournaments. I've had, I don't know, a few months realistically in a semi-serious clan, which helped. But so we have to try and bring something different to the stream, so to speak. But it is getting there. It is getting there. And of course,
I mean, like the attempt was definitely there, but it's just that I'm saying, like obviously Wargaming, how they structure their own system of spectators doesn't really help you guys. Well,
they haven't invested much into Clan Wars at the moment, and we were discussing this the other day, a few of us, and 90% of the player base aren't interested because they just want to roll out and play a game, and a lot of players feel that, and this is why I was talking about maybe leagues as the way forward, and a lot of players, they may say, oh, okay, let's do a tier 10 battle. And they roll out, and because they're win rate seeding, they get paired up against someone like Endgame, get smashed around in the first game, and then say, well, that wasn't fun, let's not do that again. and then so you have a lot of players who think, well, I'm not good enough to play at this tier, I'm not good enough to play in the tournaments. And all of a sudden, the player base in Clan Wars shrinks massively. It does shrink massively. So Wargaming do need to do. I mean, they've got something that they really could build on, and they need to invest more in it. And I keep saying that the game itself is it's grown, it's evolved, and nowadays I would say that the most serious players are probably looking to be playing tournaments more than anything else. The semi-serious players are probably looking to play ratings, and you're not so serious players, your fair weather players who jump in every now and then are probably just looking for the random battles. If that is the case, then Wargaming really do need to look at something to do with tournaments. And if that means maybe looking at a league system or something along those lines, it may be. Not saying change Twister or any of that sort of stuff, keep Twister as it is, but maybe have a league, I don't know. It's something they just they need to look at eventually.
Sorry, I'm late to the party, but I think it's so much more than that. I think that's such an underrated assessment of the state of the game, at least on the NA server right now. I can't speak for other servers, but it's much more severe than that assessment.
In what way?
People don't even care to play the game because there's no point. Number one, the lack of interest in Clan Wars is just that, because that level of gameplay is so unobtainable for the average player. They have literally no interest in top clans because it's like they're just not an option. Number one. Number two is you can't even go out and play a match. It's ridiculous. I mean, dude, I was under-tiered 13 straight matches in a row, okay? That's never a fun thing. I mean, I understand getting under-tiered is going to happen. It's not the greatest. And, honestly, it should probably be about a 50-50 percentage, but not 13 matches in a row. Number 4, or 3 or whatever, since I'm on points, is the level,
to be fair, Spicy, they're not the best tanks.
I don't know how to put this because it's so broad. Like,
they're really not the best
basically,
tanks. But they're free.
I don't know if it's a combination between the current player base, the meta of the game, the whatever you want to call it, but these matches, at least what I'm finding, is there's no middle ground. My teams are either way too good or way too bad. So like honestly, it's like I didn't even need to be in the match and we would have had a win, or I carried my pants off and then at the end I'm fighting 4 or 5 tanks and then I still lose. So it's like there's no middle ground, there's no gameplay. There's no point in playing the game. What am I trying to achieve? Because it's not fun because of the matchmaking.
But it's not the matchmaking. I know people
You
think
guys keep saying that. No,
it's not.
It
It's
has
not.
to be. But it has to be.
No,
If
it's not.
one-sided each way. If it's one-sided each way, if it's the game is way too easy or the game is way too hard, then that is the matchmaking.
No. I'll tell you why I'm saying no. Couple of things. Firstly, when I first started this game, to get to those dizzying heights of 60 odd % actually wasn't that easy. Okay. Now you have to look at it this way. If you start the game today from scratch, your first 100 battles, give or take, is against bots. It's against bots, okay? And bots are not the hardest of opponents, to be fair. So the chances of you, after your first 100 battles, having a good win rate is relatively high now. It is relatively high. You then move on to not playing bots anymore. But now you're not playing seasoned players like you used to. Because we used to have seal clubbers all over the place and etc. etc. You're not playing those now. You're playing guys with equal or close to equal battle counts to you for the next 100 or 200 odd games. So by the time you've done your first 500 games, give or take, the chances are you're going to have a very, very healthy win rate. Now, couple into this, you don't get camos in the low tiers, you don't get HE or that type of stuff. The low tier tanks are pretty much even Stevens now, same damage, same this, same that. They're pretty much all middle of the road even Stevens. If you've got your 65% win rate after playing your bots and playing people of equal or lesser ability than you, the same battle count than you, why wouldn't you think, well, I'm a good player. I can now get my tier 8 premium tank because nothing stops me from doing that. I can do that. And I can roll out in a tier 8 battle. I know nothing about spotting. I know nothing about camo. I know nothing about going hull down because all I've been doing is brawling in the low tiers because the alpha damage is low and everybody's got the same type of tank. There's no variance. No one's ever hit me with an HE roll. No one's ever hit me with a heat or an APCR. I can play this and I've got my 65-70% win rate. The MM doesn't look at how many battles you've played. All it looks at is the tank you're in and the tier and the class, and that's it. And it just plonks it all together and allocates that way. Now, that's the problem. It's not the MM that's broken as such. The MM just allocates, okay, we've got guys here with a load of heavies, load of TDs and a load of lights, so we'll just allocate them this way, this way, and this way. That's what they do. They don't look at win rate, they don't look at battle count, they don't look at any of that.
Well, like I said with my earlier statement, I don't know what it is, I don't know how to put it, I don't know if it's the state of the game or whatever, But here's the deal. Something has to change because at any tier now, the game has just simply become wolf packing. I mean, you'll go into tier 7 matches, you'll go into tier 10 matches. There's always somebody typing in, which way? Stay together, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, dude, that's not really how the game works. You don't just wolf pack all the time. And it's like, yeah, that might work at lower tiers, but...
No, but that's like the most effective tactic you can use in randoms, because...
Oh my god, you're not getting the point. You're not understanding the point. The point is there's literally, at any tier, you're going to have the same gameplay, and there's no point in playing the game, because people don't understand it. They don't understand, like, what the purpose of a Kranwagen is. They just say, oh, this is a cool take, okay, let me go out and just drive around.
There is some of that. I agree.
Well, that's the purpose of random battles, right?
But that is
That's
Okay,
where-
okay. So you're saying that the game should random battles are so much different than everything else, and so okay, so you guys are just random plebes. Da da da. That's my point. Tournament players don't. When Wargaming listens to tournament players for incentive on their game, it doesn't reflect the actual average gameplay, and there's no point to it because you need to either make it something different to where it's tournament based, or you need to make it something different to where it's random based. You can't have this middle ground. It doesn't work that way, and that's the problem with the game right now. Is a lot of players, and I don't care if I'm being the odd man out, but I know I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say they don't enjoy the game. There's no point to play. Dude, I've played the game for like 3 years now. I don't see the point in picking up and picking any tier and playing a match. It's all the same shit.
I mean, let's just separate it into 2 points first and foremost. Firstly, let's deal with MM. I get your point, but everybody makes this mistake. It's not the MM. Okay, the MM just allocates on tank and tier, nothing else, and it is purely random. That for me is one thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm a player as well, and I moan and bitch and whinge about MM. Why do I always get shit teams? Why do they get better teams? Blah blah. So I'm in that book as well because it's a normal reaction, but it's not the MM. The MM is just doing what it's meant to do. What the problem is we've made it easier. When I say we, I mean Wargaming have made it easier for players to get up through the tech trees without learning the basics. And that is what is hurting the game. And that is where you're seeing this disparity in MM. Because you will be put into a battle with clueless players against non-clueless players. That's not the MM's fault. That's the way the game has sort of morphed. Now, that is something they need to look at. I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that. It is something that really does need to be looked at because it will kill the game eventually. And you'll get people not playing randoms, moving more and more into ratings. And you've got that. And as I said at the beginning, ratings is not working because people are using it to grind. Because it doesn't affect your win rate. Simple as that. Now, one of the arguments I've had for a long time, and a lot of people don't agree with me on this, I personally, if I really wanted to change things, I would remove win rate calculations on all tiers 1 to 4. Just remove it. Remove it. Why not? They're training tanks. You want to stop seal clubbers, remove the win rate. You want people to learn how to play, remove the win rate. Don't give them this overinflated sense that they know what they're doing. Another thing, get to a point where you can only unlock certain tanks. When I mean, okay, we've got that you've got to research them. But now, and I can't show you in this account unfortunately because I've got all the bloody tanks on my EU server. If you've got the gold, you can unlock any tank you want, to be fair. All you've got to do is research a tank, buy, as long as you've got the credits to buy the next tank, and you've then got the gold, you can buy the credits, and you don't need to grind it. You can use gold to equip it fully. Simple. And then, again, if you've got the credits, which means if you've got a good credit card and a lot of money, you can always buy any tank in the game without playing or researching any tank. You do know that, yeah? That is not a good thing. And I've implored Wargaming to stop it. I've said, guys, get rid of this using gold to upgrade your tanks. Because it's killing the game. And the reason it kills the game, everybody wants the big dirt gun. They want the Death Star, they want the Jaegeru, they want the Kranwagen. And they can buy it now. And I've argued till I'm blue in the face that realistically this game is not pay to win. It is not pay to win. Because if you've got no skill, doesn't matter how much money you've got, you're not going to win. But it is pay to progress, and that is not a good thing. It's not.
Well, but then they also overwhelm you with the numbers that makes it pay to win, in my opinion. Because, like, yeah, one person in a 252 can be better than another person in a 252, but then when you're in a match and you're trying to grind your tech tree tank, and you have to face a team of 2 to 3 of them, plus they might have a Chimera or Action X or whatever XYZ pay to win tank, then that's what makes the game pay to win, is when you're in an average tech tree tank and you got to go fight a team of those tanks. That's overwhelming numbers, man. You know, and that's part of the problem as well. But yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. It's just that that's the state of the game now, and it's so much more than that, though. The gameplay is less and less enjoyable because of, let's just point at RNG and connectivity issues as well. Let's not forget that stuff. They have massive problems, whether it's packet loss, ping, or I don't know what's going on, but the last 2 weeks I've been having my frames per second is jumping all around. I jump around from like 55 to 60 frames per second for some reason. It's weird. I don't have the luxury of playing at 120 yet, but I mean, that's, it's just, it seems like it's one problem after another with their connectivity. And the RNG, dude, just look at our tournaments that happened recently, even like on EU. These guys are missing a ton of shots, dude. A ton.
I'm a big loner.
These are pro players. They know where to shoot, how to shoot, and they're not going to make every shot. I get that, but there are tons of ridiculous bounces or just shells disappearing. And it's true. It happens. The RNG is out of control with this game right now.
I suffer from mega ping, and the irony is, I've got a super duper fast internet. If I do my speed test now, I'm churning out 600 and something megabytes a second. Yet best ping I can get on Asia at the moment is 200. Best ping I can get on EU is 200, and the best ping I can get on NA is 600. So is it my internet or is it their servers? I don't know. And for a game that is an internet-based game, then yes, they do need to look at connectivity. Now I know, however, that closer to the source, generally it's you're getting better ping, and I would love to be able to play the game with amazing ping. It may change the way I play the game, I don't know, but they do need to look at that. That is a big thing. That's a massive thing, because if you don't have the infrastructure, then the game is shit. Simple fact of life. There's no point. It's an internet-based game. You need the infrastructure. With regards to what was the other thing you mentioned? RNG. They've tinkered with RNG here and there and everywhere. And I don't know if RNG, the ghost shots and the bad RNG you're seeing is because of that tinkering, or because of connectivity and infrastructure. I just don't know, and I can't answer that. I'm not tech savvy, unfortunately. And when it comes to things like that, my computer says no. I'm a complete and utter dimwit when it comes to anything computer related, to be fair. So I have no idea. Spicy, yeah, okay. Sometimes it's my internet as well. I'm on due, what do you expect? But at the moment, I am churning out, 600 megabytes a second. So that's not my ping. My ping, apparently, according to the internet speed test, from here to wherever the server is that I'm mocking up to, is like 6. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I'm not in a position to say what it is, I'm afraid. But all I know is the MM gets a lot of flack, and I don't think it's the MM's fault. The MM is just an algorithm, which we don't know how it works, but on its basic format, it just allocates teams based on tank, type, and tier. Nothing else. Doesn't look at your win rate, doesn't look at your battle count, doesn't look at any of that, just what tanks you've got and what tier you're in. Simple as that. Halas. Where the problem lies is now we can get up to those top tiers without really learning the game. And, you know, people have mentioned maybe they need to do training. And Wargaming have said, to be fair, and I've heard this myself, because I'm now an official CC, that, you know what? 90% of the player base aren't interested. They're not interested in it. And you can't force players to do this because they'll just turn off. They're not interested in learning how to play the tank. Those that are interested generally go to YouTube. And in fairness, 9 times out of 10, YouTube is not the best source, okay? Because we YouTubers tend to show you the best games. Not the shit games, but the best games. And that doesn't help because everybody then thinks, oh, I can play the tank like that, just follow what he did. And it doesn't always relate like that in the real world. But this is how YouTube works, I'm afraid. Because everybody wants viewers and subscribers and stuff like that. So we're not going to show you the shit games. We're not going to show you how crap we are. Unless you're watching a streamer. So if you go out and you watch the likes of Juicy Tender Steak, etc., then you are going to see bells and whistles, the good games and the bad games that he plays. But he is a pro player. You have to take that into account. You know, 99% of the player base ain't going to be able to play a tank like Juicy Tender Steak, if I'm being honest. So it's all games, swings and roundabouts. But trying to work out what does Wargaming need to do to fix it. Because you've got to look at two factors here. One, they are a business. So first and foremost, if they made it easier for everybody to free to play it, then there'd be no game. Simple. There would be no game. Because they cannot afford to pay their staff, to do all the infrastructure and everything, if everybody was free to play. So they've got to do something to make people buy shit. Number one, most important. Number two, they've got to bring new players in all the time. And how do you entice the new players? You've got to entice them into the game somehow. And that's not easy. And the reason I say it's not easy is, we have got North American server. North America is probably the leader of anything game-wise in the world when it comes to computers. Everybody's on a bloody computer left, right and centre in America playing games. Yet, it's one of the smallest servers for World of Tanks Blitz. Why is that? It makes no sense. There's got to be a reason. And it seems that North America just haven't bought into it for whatever reason that may be. And I don't know what the reason is. I'd love to be able to say what it is. I just don't know. Whereas RU, wow, I mean, over there it's an institution, basically. So they've got to think about how do we bring people into this game? How do we entice them? And then how do we keep them? And one of the reasons they brought in 5.5, and anybody who knows me or seen any of my videos, I am not a fan of 5.5, not by a long shot. But I understand why Wargaming did it. Because the players were leaving, because they didn't like the grind. Simple fact. And this is the demographic we're now in. I've got a 10-year-old. I mean, God, he thinks he can download World of Tanks Blitz and get the mouse tomorrow morning. They are so impatient nowadays, the demographic. They want the top thing straight away. And if they don't get it, then they're not interested and they go on to the next game. And again, sometimes the YouTubers out there, we don't help. Because we're showcasing the big guns, we're showcasing the dirt guns, we're showcasing the massive damage games. And that doesn't help either. Because people see that and think, well, I can do that. Download the game, buy my tank, go out and do my 9k damage in my grill. It's not easy to do. I mean, hardly anybody can do it. So there's a lot of things, real life, that kick in. It's not just all Wargaming's fault. But I'm not saying they're squeaky clean either. I mean, it's their game. And they need to not only bring in new players, but they need to keep the players they've already got as well, and that's difficult for them. So I don't know what else I can say on that.
I honestly don't think they have any point in preserving their player base. They're simply running it like a business, as you stated. And like I said, I used to spend enough time in Vegas to understand how it works. The company runs the game like taking a trip, like a casino at Las Vegas. You know, they're only interested in the people coming in and out the door, wringing as much of them out of their wallet as they can while they're in the casino, and then what they do when they choose to leave after that is irrelevant.
Yeah, but
So they you know, they host big tournaments, big poker tournaments with a huge prize cash pool to get everybody interested, right? And you know, that's the big attractive thing to the serious players. And you know, but the average person walking in, throwing a few dollars in the slot machine and trying, no, that they simply run it like a casino. And if you're familiar with that, you know, lifestyle or analogy at all, it's there's nothing there.
Yeah,
you
but
know, at the heart of it, when you break it down, you know, you're just looking to get the best meal at the $5.99 buffet you can get.
But there's numerous ways you can look at this game. Okay, I mean, number one, first and foremost, without any shadow of a doubt, number one, it's a game. And it's there for entertainment purposes. Now, we then choose as individuals to take it to a different level. That could be we want to make sure that we want win rate to be purple or light blue or whatever. I don't know. It could mean that we want our damage to be off the charts. I don't know. So we are then ourselves going to be frustrated if we just keep going into randoms, which is the only way you can get your win rate done, by the way. It's in randoms. So, but we're going to be disappointed because sometimes we're not going to be as good as we think we are and whatever. But if that's what the purpose of the person's game is to get a good win rate, then you come back to this is why people used to seal club, etc., or roll out in certain tanks. That's that. I used to have this feeling as well, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a normal human being, and I'm a normal game player as well. I used to think I'm a shit-up player, and I'm just shit. And you know, it's a harsh reality when you come back to reality. But I now look at the game a little bit differently, and I see that we've got a game that caters realistically for five people, five types of people. So if you just want to roll out and blow shit up and have a bit of a shits and giggles and a bit of fun and don't take it ultra seriously by worrying about your win rate, etc., then random battles are for you. Realistically, random battles are for you. If you do give a shit about your skill, but but win rate's not your big thing, then ratings battles are probably for you. If you're ultra serious and you really, really want to take this game so serious, learning all the checks and balances, you know, everything, then Clan Wars is for you at the end of the day. Now, if you're just a fair weather player who wants to play it like a computer game that you get in an arcade or whatever, then just wait until they bring out the events, like, you know, Uprising, Mad Games, Gravity Mode, etc. There are 4 game modes there, the official game modes. If you just want to have shits and giggles and fun, and you're not really interested in lots of shit, and you don't really have, you know, the interest of wasting all your money, jump in with a load of mates into a training room and just do what the hell you like. So there are 5 different game modes that we've got, which realistically we do have those 5 different modes if we choose to embrace 5 different modes. It's we the players who choose to go whichever road we go down, rightly or wrongly. And one of the things that a lot of people forget, the initial concept of Blitz is it's a mobile game. And with a mobile game, and I hate to tell you this, you're going to get people playing it between meetings, between lectures, between classrooms, and between all that sort of stuff. You're going to get that, I'm afraid. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. And it's when
Well,
we look at it,
the best saying I saw for that was somebody said, people often shard and sometimes it's serious.
well, it's you've got to look at it in various different ways. Is just my view, and you've got to enjoy it for what it is. And what it is a tank game that allows you to play tanks and shoot shit. But if your only aim is to get your win rate up, or your only aim is to always win, then yeah, people are going to be disappointed. And don't get me wrong, it's shit when you've got. I mean, I've been there. I've had 20 losses in a row in games, and it makes you want to throw the thing away. And all I say is, well, look, don't do that. When you get to 5 losses in a row, go make a cup of coffee, do something else, chill. Don't let it get to you, and just walk away from it for a while. I mean, it's not related to the game, but I went through a load of shit around middle of August, and I haven't actually played the game properly since then. Okay, and I love this game. It frustrates the hell out of me, but I love this game, and I'm not a big gamer. And I play this game. This is probably one of the only games I play, seriously, and I love it. And I haven't played it properly now for almost 2 months. And you know what? It's been a breath of fresh air. It's been enlightening. I've obviously been streaming a lot, and I've kept myself, around the game. But I haven't actually played properly, and I haven't been in a clan for almost 2 months. It's good to take a break every now and then, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, I think I saw a screenshot of Rolling posted he's got like 7 games on his 30 day.
Yeah, it's good to take a break every now and then, because all you do is get totally frustrated, and just take a break. Keep with it, I mean, like I said, I still keep with it. I still follow. I still watch people's streams, and I still comment, and I'm still involved in the game. I just haven't played as much.
That kind of lies the problem, though, Fugit. I mean, because if it's a game and you're supposed to play it for fun and enjoyment and entertainment, right? Why should you have to be taking a break from it from time to time to enjoy it?
But my situation is a little bit different. I mean.
I know. I'm not saying anything personal. Yeah. I'm not going in there. I'm not going with that situation or whatever, or even Brian's or whatever. But that's what I'm saying is that therein lies the problem, though. If the game is a game that's built for enjoyment, if the game is supposed to be there as a form of entertainment, why should one find themselves having to take breaks from the game to enjoy it? That's kind of the problem that wargaming, in my opinion, that's what they need.
But all games suffer from this. All games, where you get so immersed that after a while it will just frustrate the heck out of you. So everybody has to take a break. I mean, I've been speaking to a lot of pro players recently, and you know what? A lot of them don't play tournaments in between the big tours. They just don't bother. Because
that's me.
They see, Vermilio doesn't play quick tours or shit like that in between the big tours. And we were talking. I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it was Zerd, and he said, "Look, if they don't do the big tours, I probably won't play." So, there are pro players who are very good players who drop in every now and then into randoms to have a tune with their mates, or they go into the training rooms or whatever. But even they take a break. Everybody takes a break because it becomes immersive to an extent. The only people I know don't. People like Juicy Tendersteak doesn't take a break. I mean, he streams like bloody 5-10 times a day. Bless him. But he's a different kettle of fish. I mean, he's just OP. But you've got to take it the rough with the smooth with this game. And a lot of people get frustrated with it. And I'm not saying wargaming, I've got everything right. Don't get me wrong. They haven't. They've got a lot of things wrong. But when you break it down to its raw component, we have got a game that gives us multiple modes to suit our mood, to be honest with you. And it's up to us to take whichever mode we wish to take. If you don't like ratings, don't play ratings. Simple. If you don't like supremacy, turn it off. If you don't like being in a shit team all the time in randoms, get a tune mate.
Well, that's okay. So you hit on that. That's just actually, I was just gonna say that. One of the main problems I see in this game is that often, like, people don't even tune with their clanmates.
I don't.
I don't do that either.
No,
Because I just play solo a lot of the time, and it suits me far more than playing in a tune. Because I feel socially inept every time I'm supposed to talk to someone in voice chat.
Well, I mean, I tune well. A lot of people, because of obviously I do tuning streams and stuff like that, and sometimes we're in voice, sometimes we're not. But
but what's the
know,
point in having a clan? What's the point in being in a clan with other players if you don't even play with them?
Well, I mean, this goes back to my other point. I mean, some people are in a clan because they like the social side. Some people are in a clan because they like to do tournaments. Some people are in a clan because they want to do tunes. It all depends. And it depends what you, the individual, want to take from the game. You, personally. And nobody can blame wargaming for how we, ourselves, take the game. Wargaming are not to blame for that. They're just not. We're to blame for that as individuals. And I know people who join clans just to get the IS-5. Or to get the supply, or whatever. And, you know, you see certain clans run around, they chop and change, or they kick people out left, right and centre. Because people don't play, or people don't do this, or people don't do that. And they're just abusing the clan's supply. So that does happen. But then you have, you know, which is why if you look at certain pro clans, I mean, there are certain pro clans out there. Raid is one of them. You know, they've only got a few players. They haven't got a lot of players in their clan because they're there for pro tours. It's a pro team. So that you know, it's all different. It's all different for every individual. Oh, somebody's just asked a question actually. What tech tree tier 10 would I remove or turn into a collectible? Wow, that's an easy one for me. The Death Star. I would turn the Death Star into a collectible, not a tech tree. I think it's a.
I would just remove it from the game. I would second that.
Yeah, I think it's an awful
I'd
tank.
vouch for that.
I really don't like it. I don't like the tank. That would be a tier 10 that I would target and say, really, guys, no. it's no. I'd like to remove it, but people like it, so sod it, make it a collectible.
Every time you say Death Star, I'm thinking and having a flashback on Vineyards.
Yeah. Oh, that was a one-off. Come on.
Yeah, okay, but I still get flashbacks every day.
It's still a one-off.
When I see one Death Star and see like, fuck.
It's a horrible tank, though. To be honest with you, it's not a tank I like. It's by far my least favourite tier 10 of every single one of them. I just don't like it. And my second least favourite tier 10 is the Sheridan, funnily enough. I don't like that either. You know, I think that should be a collectible as well. I see no point in it, but there we go.
I think the E4 should be removed because that's personally my least favorite tier 10. It has absolutely nothing appealing to me. When I want a good tank destroyer, I play a 268.
Yeah, the 268 is good. I mean, the E4. Well, yeah, no, I'll go with you with that because why have the E4 when you got an E3?
Yeah, and I have the E3, and I even play that a bit more.
You know, get rid of.
E3 is actually one of a kind.
Yeah, it's a great tank.
It's the only tier 10 tank that has a turret that turns left and right.
Yeah.
That much, and then it's not autoloader like a 405.
Yeah, it's a great tank.
What just really annoys me about it is the gun depression because I thought
E4
like,
is garbage. Yeah.
Hey, maybe it should have like 7 or 8. No, it has 6. Whereas the T30 just has 10, and I liked it much more.
Yeah.
Because like T40 it's just a whole lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't need to. I mean, I'd keep the E3. I think the E3 is a fantastic little tank. But I'd do something against the E4. I'd stick it as a collector or something. It's you don't need both of them. But I understand why they did it, but you don't need both of them, to be fair.
Why don't they just give the E4 ATGMs, man? Balanced.
It's just like 80 degrees of gun depression and then I'd actually.
Yeah. But hang on, Phil's saying something here. Yeah, that does happen. Some go into clan to increase their win rate to play a lot of tunes. That does happen a lot, to be fair. But again, it's what you, the individual, want from the game, and that's the important thing to remember. You know, I mean, you play the game for your enjoyment and for what you want from it. And it's easy to point a finger saying, well, wargaming are at fault because the MM is shit, or the RNG is shit, or this is shit. And those all have factors, yes. Don't get me wrong. But it's what we as the individual take from it. Simple fact. And I used to be one of those people, oh, my win rate, oh, it needs to be this, it needs to be that, blah, 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 blah. And then you wake up one day and say, just have fun. If you die, you die, but go out there and try and blow shit up, and you'll have a lot more fun. Believe me, you really will. Unless you're trying to get into a pro clan where you do need the proper win rate and you do need the proper damage in certain meta, then that's a different argument. But if you're not, and if you're trying to get into a pro clan and you're good enough to get into a pro clan, then you wouldn't be having these discussions because you'd be good enough anyway. Trust me.
Fugit.
Yes,
In
mate.
fact, when I was like around 50% win rate, I tried to get into like Gunais and yeah, just some other clans, you know. And I first asked if I could join, and then they were like, "Yeah, you need this win rate, blah blah blah." Now I improved all my fucking win rate, and I can get in most of the clans in the EU.
Yeah. Well, but your aim is to be your overall aim, forgive me if I'm wrong, is to be a tournament player, pro tournament player, is it not?
Yes, it was, but not anymore. I quit
No,
completely.
but it was, so there was a reason for you to get your damage up and to get your win rate up. And you achieved that, and you then achieved getting into pro clans, playing in pro tours. So you did achieve it. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You had a goal, and that was your goal. And you did what you could to get there. And you therefore took what you took what you wanted from the game, come what may. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people. We all have different goals, and you've got to work out what your goal is. And if your goal is to be like Vermilio and to get into a top clan, then yeah, you need to have the skill and you need to get working hard and all that sort of stuff, but it can be done. But if your goal is just to go out and blow shit up, then you've got a perfect platform, trust me.
Yep.
I mean, seriously guys, and on heart, now, those of you who haven't got a Smasher, I get it, but most of you have got a KV2, and on heart, who of you don't have a little giggle fit when you one-shot another tank with an HE round from, say, a Smasher or a KV2 or a 268 or whatever? You all do. You love it. You love blowing shit up. That's why you play the game.
So, my win rate of the Smashers, 81%.
Exactly. And we all bemoan the Smasher. Oh, the Smasher's broken. The Smasher's this. The Smasher's that. But we all go out, those of you who've got it, go out in it and blow crap up because it makes you feel good. It's as simple as that. And this is what you've got to do. You've got to try and take out the what you want from the game. And it's...
Oh, man, dude. I maybe I'm a sadist or something, I don't know, but I used to be so envious of the Death Star, man, because when it was at its peak, I was the unfortunate soul that was grinding the PTA, and I cannot tell you how many times I got one-shotted by that damn thing. And no, I'm serious, man. I was so envious of that Death Star, But what it did though,
It'd be
so I kind
Monday.
of enjoyed
Elias
the place
sucks.
at the time.
Tournament's finished tomorrow.
Because,
Woohoo!
what it did for me is it elevated my gameplay of map awareness, and what I mean by that is, you know, where possible tanks might be positioned, even though they're unspotted, and to be mindful of trying to stay in cover from that
Rolling!
angle, even
There
when
you
I'm
are,
encountering
big man.
other enemies, you know. So that is the one plus that the
I haven't
Death Star
chatted to you
did
for
for my
ages.
gameplay.
I'm halfway through. I'm halfway through a DM to you actually rolling. I'll talk
Death
about
Star
it
is
later.
the Death Star is basically making you learn things that you should not take hits.
I used to be
that you don't
struggling
want
with
to take.
echoes. I mean, like I said, it's what you take from the game, and some of us take it the wrong way. Some of us expect too much, and some of us just say, "Ah, sod it. I'm just going to play it to blow shit up," which is what I do nowadays, and that's the thing. You've got to get to this sort of comfort zone in yourself before you get anywhere else. And you know, this is why you get a lot of toxicity in the game. People are toxic because of various reasons, and sometimes it doesn't belong there, and sometimes it does. But you know, if you're one of those really good players, I can understand why you get a little pissed off when you're in a team of numpties against a load of great players. But if you're just going out for a bit of fun, what's it matter? I mean, no doubt in the replay I'm just showing, Wild Ones Helper is going mad because he's just done a fantastic game. I've wound him up over this no end, by the way. He's just done a fantastic game in the VK90, okay, and he got killed by a guy who literally sat at the back for the entire game. Of course I do bank scoop. Absolutely, all the time, mate. So you know, I feel sorry for no doubt. Wild Ones Helper was tearing his hair out there. So if I look onto Wild Ones Helper, this is a guy 66% win rate, average damage just touching 2k, 26,000 battles. Plays a great game, just shy of 7k in the VK90, 5 kills, and a guy in an E5, 45% who's been sat at the back all the time, who's shot 11 times but only dished out 700 damage, comes over and kills him. That's just the way the game rolls. That's just the way it rolls. But yeah, I mean, you know, I blame Wargaming for a lot of things, I really do. But there are some things I can't blame them for, I'm afraid. Sometimes we have to blame ourselves. But anyway, what's next? There's got to be other things coming out of there. Can't believe Rollins here. Hello. Discord. Oh, where's that? I can't remember where that is. People are worried. Bounce asking me for. Where's hang on, Bounce hang on. I'll find it.
Wait, who? Bansku?
Yeah.
It's Steve from Winter War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Oh. Yeah, rolling. I'm basically having I'm having trouble with echoes. So in case you don't know, I mean, so rolling got me into Eve Echoes, and it is a fantastic game, to be fair. It's nothing to do with wargaming or World of Tanks, but boy, that can be frustrating as well. You talk about Blitz being frustrating. Oh, this also can be a frustrating game. It's not the easiest of games. So, but I enjoy it. It's tricky, but it's enjoyable. So anyway, Leap, you're still down as Vale, and now you're down as. Why haven't you changed your name to Vermilio on YouTube?
I still need to do that.
You do need to do that, dude. Yes, you do.
Alright, let's do. Wait, I'm gonna try.
Hello, Free Potato. How you doing, big fella?
Potato's there.
Potato's here as well, yeah. Everybody's turning up now. I don't know what I've done. It's because of you, Ablet. They've all heard you're here, moaning.
I gotta hide. Oh gosh. I mean, I am considering playing Keith Echoes.
Exactly, rolling. Oh, that's exactly it. Yes, or it takes you like 40 minutes to get to the battle for all the jumps.
Okay. I can change my name here.
You can, of course.
Varmilo.
There you go, Varmilo. There you go. Cousin
And
Vinny,
then-
how you doing?
I think I should
Wowzers.
not do Cranberg.
Trying to spy on Hab, says Free Potato. Exactly. There you go. Look.
I don't have a...
Everybody has to spy on me nowadays.
Everybody's spying on everybody nowadays.
Right, I changed it. I think it's not gonna instantly change, but...
Just put it into replays. Bank Scoop. Just
What?
replays.
Can you see my name as Varmilo or Live? Or Lip?
Have you come up? You haven't said anything yet. Oh, Vermilo. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. You've come up as that.
Now I need to change my profile picture to something else because...
Just that. There you go.
What the hell? I don't want to pick photos of my computer on my phone. Makes sense.
Simple, really. Has he been given a role? If he hasn't been given a role, he can't put anything. And I don't know how. See, the problem is, I have no idea how my server actually works because Fizzy controls it. Oh, I've got it. Yes, there you go. So yeah, I've got the replay. Woohoo! So what we're on to next? We sort of flogged that dead donkey, I think. Just out of interest, everybody talks about the negatives. What are the positives for the game for you guys? I mean, there's got to be some. It can't just all be the game is shit, I hate it. There's got to be some positives to it because you keep coming back to play it. So what are those positives?
I do like the events that they do from time to time, whether you have favorites or not. But you know, the introduction of like the gravity modes and the mad games and stuff like that is a positive to me. Number two, I do like the new tanks. Like, you know, with the battle pass, they're bringing tanks. I don't, you know, I'm a free-to-play player, so obviously, yeah, Wargaming hates me. But, you know, so I don't get to enjoy a lot of the tanks. But what it is I do like having different tank options or new tanks or the new lines. So the introduction of new tanks, I don't necessarily like how they're being done per se, but I do like the, you know, the introduction and the option to have more and more vehicles.
Mm-hmm. I mean, somebody here, who's this? Tiger Rouge Blitz is saying he likes the fact that it's a team-based game. Louis is saying, I love it when the teams are good and support. Yeah, okay. Spiegel Electro, I like playing the tournaments.
Where do we find these? Where do we find these teams that they're talking about?
Dark is saying randomly carrying with strangers. Vaxcu is saying he loves playing Clan Wars. Of course he does. Three Potato, I like to play for the community, and when TXC dies, I will most likely quit. Matthew is saying he likes the feeling when you carried a team. So, I mean, there are good points there. Vabon, I'm just staying in the game for the tournaments. I mean, you've got to look at the positives as well, guys. I mean, there are positives. Else you wouldn't keep playing. And, you know, I must admit, I mean, I'm not... I love when they bring in things like gravity... I mean, I know Rolling hates gravity mode, but I love things like gravity mode. And I like Uprising. I'm not a big fan of mad games. Why? Because you can just play the game for shits and giggles. And I love that. I love the fact there's no pressure, there's no... It doesn't matter if you win or lose. But to some people it is. I mean, they still get, you know, toxic and annoyed. But I mean, I love doing stuff like that. So you can just go out and literally be a complete and utter moron for 7 minutes. I love it. And, you know, don't get me wrong, when I go out rolling out in an encounter or or ratings, I'm generally a moron for 7 minutes as well. but I get to do it without being shouted at so much in the event modes. That's okay. I mean, I know Ting used to like gravity mode because he wanted to be the man who got the most games in gravity mode. That was it. I mean, gravity mode was fun. But only, I mean, I like gravity mode only because I like rolling out in something like the stupid tank, like a Jaegeru or a Mouse, and ramming everybody. I don't think I ever fired a shot in gravity mode. Just went around ramming everyone. And it was the same with Was it Uprising we had recently? Where I worked out that the VK168 was the best tank to ram anything. It's the only time the VK168 actually had a positive, because it's a shit tank. It's the only time it was a positive tank.
The only time it was even borderline fun.
Absolutely. I mean, other than that, it's just an awful tank. But I think it was Uprising. It becomes a ram monster. It's brilliant. Oh no, it was gravity. It was gravity mode, and I was just going around ramming everything. It was great. Loved it. So
gravity mode, because I didn't have anything like fun and heavy to play in.
yeah, but I only play gravity mode to ram things, and I don't see the point unless you're going to ram everything. And this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. You know, you got to take your entertainment where you find it. And you know, sometimes rolling out an encounter is not entertaining. Sometimes it's not. So, you know, find something else to entertain you. I remember when Every Good Name Was Taken was doing zombies in humans. I mean, that was good fun. In training rooms, it was good. It was light-hearted. It was different. You know, and it's not stressful. It's just a laugh, and you know you can do that. That's the thing, guys. If you really, like I said, if you want to be serious, ultra serious, get into Clan Wars, because that's where the serious side of the game really is for me nowadays. That's where I see, if you're a serious player, that's Clan Wars is the place for you. And there are plenty of clans out there. And if, you know, don't aim for getting into one of the top pro clans. Just get into a clan that does tournaments. Doesn't matter if it's tier 6, tier 8 or tier 10. What's it matter? Enjoy it for what it is. I mean, we get what? How many tournaments do we get a week? 3 a week, is it? Is it 3 quick tours a week?
3 or 4, I don't know. I haven't played much recently.
It's quite a few. And, you know, you can go down to tier 6 and still earn good credits and just have a laugh. I don't see why it you know why people can't do that. You can still have some really good fun. Really good fun.
I think as long as you're having fun in a game, that you should continue to play it.
Totally agree. As long as you're having fun, you should continue to play. Totally agree. And at the moment, I still have fun in this game. I've taken a break recently for other reasons, but I'm still streaming and I'm still having fun in this game. But don't get me wrong, it's frustrating, it's annoying, it will tear your hair out.
No doubt.
And you will experience all different forms of emotions playing this game. You really will.
I really only play for comp.
Mm.
I do a lot of tier 10 tournaments and whatnot. But, I mean, you have to keep yourself, I guess, fresh. So I go into regular games and just spam that all day.
Yeah.
And I'll feel, what you said, almost every type of emotion in that single time.
Oh, yeah, everybody will do, yeah. And it's understandable. It really is. But I mean, look, I managed to roll out in a semi-serious clan in tier 10 battles and trainings, and you know what? These guys, for example, at the moment we got Bagsku, also whose replay is playing at the moment, also known as Banani or Banana, basically, from Win. And we've also got Maddox here and Vermilio, and you know these getting in a. The reason I say if you want to be serious in this game, go into Clan Wars. These guys will tell you they do a shed load of training, and it's hard work for them, and it's not easy. The amount of shit they have to do, and
working my way up to the position where I am now, I have been in so many feeder clans before this one.
Absolutely.
That have said, okay, we're going to spam tier 6 tournaments. We're going to run the exact same thing and no practice. That's all they did. They had good players that were capable of doing at least tier 8 tournaments.
It's a heartbreaker, man.
They just clubbed. They just tournament clubbed. That's all they did.
Yeah.
It was worthless to me, so I left. It was already a toxic environment anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got into tier 8 tournaments, and I called for almost a year there.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm trying to get back up into Storm and other good tier 10 tournament clans right now.
But Fugit,
Yeah.
I'm having a very tough time last days. You don't know why?
Why?
The kids came back from school to get Kronwagen.
I'm leading a team by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What team do you think?
Well, I know your team, your XTC.
FTC.
Yeah, it's meant to be FTC, but it's XTC. And
Yeah,
you've dragged Chobham with you, I noticed.
Yeah, I did. He was also interested, so why not?
Oh, why not indeed? I mean, fair play, mate. Good luck for you. But but again, if you guys are serious and you've been there, you've been in Vale and stuff like that. There's a lot of hard work that goes into to do these clan wars at at your level, and it's not. It's equally frustrating and annoying, and there's some days I can imagine all of you pro players are just not motivated to play the game, but you're now a team and you don't really have a choice. You've got to do it, and so this is what I'm saying. Where there are different aspects to this game, and a lot of people look at the pro players with their big win rates and say blah blah blah. He's got it so easy. But some of the guys at that higher level have to do things that some of us wouldn't like to do, like lots of training and lots of stuff. So it is swings and roundabouts to that extent. And to do clan wars, you have got to be serious and you have got to enjoy that type of game, because it is. I haven't played proper pro clan wars, but I've played. These a semi-serious clan, and you get shouted at a lot if you make mistakes, and it's nervous and it's tense, and you get nervous before the game. You're nervous in the game of making the mistakes and all this. It's a lot. It's a different type of game. And when I roll out an encounter, I'm never nervous because you don't care. It's a different thing. You don't care. So, oof. This is what you want to take from it. That's what I keep saying. I mean, I'd love to get into clan wars. I'm just not good enough. Unfortunately, I have to resign myself to the fact that it will never happen. I can play quick claws and that's about it. But I still enjoy those. But I mean, I'd love to get into a pro clan. But then I've been streaming these pro clans. And I can never play like that. I mean, shit. I mean, some of the gameplay we've seen over the last week in the in this tour, these qualifiers, it's been spectacular. And I can only dream to play like that, to be honest with you. It'd be awesome. But it's never going to happen. Just like I'm never going to play football for Arsenal. It's just never going to happen. But it's still enjoyable. What else is people saying? Yeah, I think the crates. We looked at the camo crates earlier. Yeah, we did look at that bank through that. I was going to click on to see it, but yeah, I think the camo crates is a great way to monetize the game, and I think they should have done this a lot sooner. Maybe not crates. Maybe they should make stick more camos in that you can buy for gold. Maybe they should do that. People buy them. Simple. Because people like camos. They like shiny things, I've noticed. Yeah, that does happen a lot. Free Potato, a lot of pro clans. For example, I mean, we lost a few pro clans in between the Ascent Tour, Prove Your Skill, and this tour, the Blitz Cup. The clans didn't make it into the top 8. That was it. All done and dusted. They disintegrated if they weren't going to make it. Because the players, rightly or wrongly, whichever way you want to look at it, well, they want to go, you know, they want to be in a team that is going to make it in the top 8. They want to do that. But it happens every year, and it happens every season. To certain clans. Not all the clans, but certain clans. And then there are certain clans which very rarely change, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, that does happen a lot. I mean, Vermilio was in a clan that's totally non-existent now, and they were a challenging clan. They had a shot, and well, he was in the clan. He's now left it, but they've gone. They're dead. They're dusted. They're over with. To be perfectly honest with you. You know, for all intents and purposes, Vale are no more. You know, they've still got Loro Y there. He's a good guy. He's a good player. Has he left? Has Loro left? I thought he's still there.
He's in the British account. He's in that clan, but he's leading the Vibes team.
Oh, well, there you go. There's who else is still there? I can't remember. There's a couple of good players still there. But effectively, it's gone. Vale is gone. It's gone. Yor is still there, but he'll be snapped up more than likely.
Jordan isn't a good player.
But he'll be snapped up more than likely. And you know, back in the day, we used to have clans like UN. In fact, where is Recti nowadays? I've not heard from Recti for years. Is he still around? Is he still around, Recti?
I think he is, but I have heard next to nothing about him, which is...
Yeah, I've not heard from Recti for a long time. For a long time. Is he still called Recti, or has he called himself something else nowadays?
I think he's still called like that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I can't remember.
I think the name changed, but I'm not sure.
No, nor me. So yeah, it does happen. I mean, I remember Recti was leading. Who was it? UN at the time. I think it was UN, and then they didn't make top 8. And it sort of disintegrated, and Recti was the last man standing. and then UN, because UN back in the day was a big clan, was a good clan, and then it doesn't exist anymore, really.
No, it's not existing anymore.
No, it's gone completely, absolutely gone.
It is.
All crumbles to ashes.
Yeah.
UN, but not Uni.
No, not Uni. Uni, I meant. Yeah, I meant Uni.
Yeah.
And then whatever happened to US? I mean, they're still around, but they're not challenging anymore.
They're not really present in most of the things.
No, they're not. I've not seen them for a long time. US, they're still around. I know that.
I can see them in randoms very often, but I almost never see them in tourneys.
Yeah. So no, Free Potato, you're right. Lots of clans disappear, but which sometimes is a shame, because if they could last an entire season, maybe, just maybe, it'll be a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it happens all over places.
Yeah, it does.
Clans disappear, clans appear.
Yeah.
It's just like life.
But you guys have been pretty stable for a long time now. You brought new players in, you've lost a few players, but your core is pretty much the same, isn't it? I mean,
it has changed a bit over the course of the few years that we're playing. But like, there's definitely been a few cores that's been staying for the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me, F Silva's been here ever since we started. B Frost as well. Six, I think he stayed with us pretty long as well.
Yeah.
Like, all of these players has been with us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Six been with me to 2 offline, so he's
Oof.
like a veteran right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, I mean, Raid. I mean, okay, Raid have had a few changes, but again, you know, they've still got a lot of their old players there. Win have still got pretty much everybody from the north.
Yep. They're still
Yeah, I mean, okay, a few players moved to Winter War, but you know it's still sort of the same old players. Legion changes a lot, to be fair. It does change a lot, does Legion. Loca, well, Loca got a few new players, but again, they haven't changed that much, I don't think. Probably 50%, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there are some clans that just disintegrate completely, unfortunately for them. They did, well, they did rename to Mac. That's right. You are right, Free Potato. Yes. Yes. But that still hasn't answered the question about Recti. Where's Recti? We need to do hashtag find Recti. He's there somewhere.
It's going to be a pat on the back, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you're right there, Kerfuffles. Left nut and right nut are in Winter War, yes. Yes. That is true. But, you know, I mean, obviously I stream Win a lot. You see some of the usual names that have been there a while, to be honest with you. So, oh, this is free Vavon. You know, so not all the clans change, but some do. It's because the expectation. I mean, they just haven't managed to get there, and you know, sometimes at this level, they want to. You know, the players want to be up there. They want to be in the clans. They want to be in those top clans fighting.
Didn't US get fucked over just like with the win rate yet?
They did. Free Potato said they renamed themselves to Mac, which I forgot. But yeah, he's right. They did. They did.
Well, I think they in the big tournament they got fucked over.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and that, I mean, talking about that, I mean, they're not going to change anything now, but it is something that apparently Wargaming are looking at, this win rate seeding. So they are looking at changing that because they do need to.
By the way.
Yeah.
Have you guys been lagging since Monday? Like ping around 50, 60, 70?
My ping's around 200, so it's way too asking me.
But I still do have a packet loss right now, actually. Currently at 2 or 3%.
I mean, my ping's always massive. But it's worse. It's worse now.
Yeah, it's way worse. Since Monday, like even before the update, it was worse.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then my ping went from like normally it was like around.
Someone's probably put vodka on the service again.
Well,
10 to 20, and that's it. But now.
Yeah, I mean, normally my EU ping is normally around 120 if I'm lucky, and my Asia ping was normally around 90 if I was lucky. Just before the update and since the update, my ping has been on both servers 200.
My main problem is my frames per second started jumping. That's the issue I'm having.
Then it's probably maybe it's your device.
Yeah, my
Or-
FPS is
or it's the
okay.
game.
Yeah, my FPS has been solid, but my ping is shot up. It's absolutely shot up. Now.
Yeah, but it's jumping like it's lag. Like so, basically, I'm having like framing. Like I don't have ping. I'm having like it's almost like when there's packet loss, but the packet loss isn't registering because it's so momentary.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But no, I've not had that. My FPS, because I'm playing on when I'm on the iPad, I'm playing at 120 FPS and it's been steady. And when I'm streaming, I'm steady at 60. There's no jumping, no moving. But my ping is just dreadful, absolutely dreadful. It's never been always around. It's never been on both servers 200. I mean, I get to 200 on EU on bad days, but now it's 200 full stop. And it's almost impossible to play the game. And on Asia, I mean, because I was doing a lot of Asia streams at one stage, I was getting 90, sometimes down to 80 ping. Now I'm lucky to get down past 200 on Asia, which is unreal, to be fair. But I know Asia does suffer from ping issues every now and then. There's a lot of complaints about the infrastructure in Asia, in all honesty. But I've generally had consistent ping on EU at around 120, 130.
Oof.
So yeah, so in now I'm averaging 200. So it's a killer. It is a killer. Yeah, I mean, there's always one of the. I mean, after this replay, which is Free Varon's replay, I just want to check something, because generally you find, yeah, okay, the replays, sorry, the updates, they do tinker with things, and that causes a bit of instability. But the bigger instability is the amount of people that jump onto the servers, and that just generally overloads everything for some reason.
Well, I think they did some form of graphics, something in their update, because typically with the updates, my settings wouldn't change. But for whatever reason, with this update, all my settings were readjusted and cranked all the way up to high. So
Yeah,
I had to
mine
go
was
in
as
and
well. Mine
readjust
was
them.
as well. I mean, at the moment on EU, there's 13,000 on C1, which isn't a lot, to be fair. It's, you know, half the server space is taken, but that's on EU C1. I don't know what it's like on C2, but yeah, I mean, they did change a few bits and bobs. One of the things is I've taken out track traces, because that has led to some instability, and I've had to drop the shadows because that leads to instability as well. To be honest with you, there's a few things that have led to instability that they've brought in, and they've removed something as well. I can't remember what they said they removed now, or somebody said something to me that they think, and I haven't seen it myself, but somebody said, have they removed the shell marks? And I haven't noticed personally myself. I don't think they have, but in the
They do.
they have,
They
yeah.
have the shell marks.
That's what I thought. They still have the shell marks. Somebody mentioned it to me the other day. I was like, not that I've noticed. As far as I can see, they've still got the shell marks, but I haven't paid close attention since the update, to be fair. But I've just seen a couple of games replays, which obviously have happened since the update, and the shell marks are still there. So no, it doesn't. It seems like they haven't removed it. But yeah, some people have been saying that as well. Yeah, the shadows are bad for. Yeah, flora as well. You're right there, Babon. The floral as well is bad, but shadows are bad for performance.
They're all maxed. What?
Yeah.
They're all maxed. I don't need 16x filtering.
No, you don't.
That's just pointless.
Yeah. So you do have to tinker with the settings in the graphics, because there are certain things that do overload it.
Completely pointless things.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the track marks look great, but it does overload, and I found that it's a bit unstable with the track marks. So I've taken mine off on the PC. I've still got on the iPad, but on the PC when I do the streams, I don't have the track marks, because it just leads to instability, and I seem to get drops in bits and bobs. So if I was you, turn off the things you don't need, guys. You don't need amazing water quality. You don't need amazing shadows or floral. You don't need all that stuff. What you need is tanks. You need to be able to see the tanks. That's what you need, really. So tinker with your settings. And that does help. It does help a lot. If you're really struggling with unstable this and that. No, I think you're right there, Free Potato. I think the engine itself probably needs to. We're saying the infrastructure does probably need to be looked at. I don't know what infrastructure they have. I'm not a technical person. I know Jack Squat about Jack Squat technically, but yeah, they probably do need to. They probably need to update a few bits and bobs. Especially now with the way the internet now works, everything's ultra fast. So, and it's not like it's impossible. I mean, there are lots of internet-based games. Eve Echoes is one of them. I mean, that's got massively great graphics. But again, I was talking to somebody the other day. They said, "Oh, you know, World of Tanks Blitz, it's a bit meh." But when you look at the tank games out there not for PC, but for mobile, you know, iPad, etc., etc., the graphics in World of Tanks Blitz is actually spectacular. It's really good compared to some of the tank games out there. PC is different, obviously, because it's PC, and you know, if you want superb graphics on PC, then World of Tanks PC is a good one, or even what's it called, Warhammer, or is it War Thunder? War Thunder's got good graphics.
That's a little bit different of a franchise.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, for mobile devices and for an application, I mean, I don't think this game's graphics is that bad. I think it's quite good. It's pretty neat.
It's not polished, but as it is, it's perfectly fine and serviceable.
Absolutely, that's what I think. You know, there are a few. I mean, there's a few things they've had. Yeah, there you go. Look, so the hit marks are still there. But I mean, there's a few things they've added which maybe they didn't need to, which overloads things. Like, it's great watching turrets fly off, but do we need turrets flying off?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's great having massive engine fires when you kill a tank. Do we need massive fires when you kill a tank? Do we need all this? I don't know. Maybe we do.
Some of the fires on max settings just look absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they do, some of them. I mean, if you're setting a tank on fire, that's a different argument. You know, and I get that. But if you just killed the tank, do we really need a blazing bonfire after the tank's been destroyed? Probably not. Do we really need to see the track marks? Probably not. It's nice, it's aesthetic, but you know, can it cope? I don't know.
I would rather appreciate some little like details to tracks. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like some subtle details, like the SU-130 PM having a bottom. That'd be nice.
Yep.
Have you noticed that? If you look at the
Yeah, I noticed.
SU-130, if you look at the SU-30 PM,
It just goes through the ground.
it's just grass at the bottom. There's no flaw in the SU-130 PM. It's flawless.
They're saving on steel.
Absolutely. They ran out of stellanium. Bless them. But yeah, I mean, if you're really suffering from stability issues, sometimes tinkering with the graphics is a good thing, and drop down the things that you don't need. And there's a lot, trust me, you don't need in there. To be honest with you, Spicy's back. Hello, Spicy. Well, this will be the last replay. I think we've covered virtually everything we needed to cover in 2 hours and 23 minutes. That was a lot, really. And we had a flurry of like people at one stage. Rolling popped in, and Backscoo popped in, and lots of other people popped in. It was wowzers. And Bluey's just spoilt it. Oh, Bluey, you've just gone and done the cardinal sin of telling everybody it's a spoiler. We don't need to play it. You don't need to watch it now. Bluey didn't get a mastery. He's already said it. He didn't get it. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If anybody is interested, by the way, I did the NA live stream yesterday for you guys, this morning for me, and the last game, or the last set of games, match 6, is MM against Void. Boy, was that fun. Seriously, MM just did not take it seriously at all. They rolled out on Castilla with 3 Jaegeroos, 1 Sheridan, a VK90, and an E100, I think. I can't remember. And they beat Void. It was just absolutely hilarious to watch. And then they rolled out on Fort Despair with 5 Mouses. And I think it was 2 E100s, I can't remember. So if you ever get the chance, just go and look at it just for the shits and giggles, because that was just funny. It was just funny. But the funny part was they clearly weren't taking it seriously because their tournament is finished. They were just clearly having fun. But they beat Void in one of the games. That was hilarious. 3 Jaegeroos on Castilla and they beat Void.
Yeah. Didn't they originally line up with like 5 YOLO wagons or something too?
Yeah, they had 5 mouses and it was unbelievable. And again, I'm not being funny, a lot of people turn around and say, oh, but they were basically gifting Void the game. They weren't. They were really hurting Void in every single game because Void just didn't expect it. I mean, you don't expect in a Pro Tour to suddenly be facing 3 Jaegeroos on Castilla. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up last night's tournaments because I actually wanted to give you a big thank you as well. One, for streaming it. That was pretty awesome to, be able to enjoy it on YouTube. But then, number 2, also, my son, he got super, super excited. You played one of his, he had like, I think it was an eraser replay during the stream. And
yes, he was.
He just thought,
yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was just that was just the greatest thing in the world to him to see that. So thank you for that.
Well, if he's watching again tomorrow, I'll play it in the. I've got the coin stream actually.
Yeah, he's only 10 years old as well. So
yeah, well, I've got the coin stream on North America. So I promise I'll play his replay.
Yeah, no, but I just wanted to give you a thank you on both his and my behalf because it just made the stream very enjoyable for each of us. So.
Oh, no worries. It's, like I said, I mean, if he's watching. Oh, just not something come through. So if he's watching, then yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't believe you didn't get a mastery either there. That's outrageous. 6,169 damage in the Badger, and he only got first class. Ooh, that's a killer, man. Oh.
E100. At this point, tier 10 ace thing is just getting way too hard for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Oh.
can't wait to do another 400 battles to try and ace the 1-2-1.
That took me like 80 games. But I'll tell you what, you will have countless 6K games with 5 kills, and you'll second class it. And then you'll have that 2K game with 3 kills, and that's when you're gonna ace it.
And this is
Guarantee you.
Right.
Just class out of it.
I'm frozen, am I?
But at least it was.
Am I frozen? Oh yeah, so I'm frozen. That's the camera. It's crap. Let's try that. I don't know why. The camera's gone all weird. Don't know why. Camera's gone weird, guys. Can't help that. I don't know why. It's still working, but for some reason it's not working. I don't know why. It's saying. Bleh. Oh, the camera's back. Right, every good name is taken has just sent me a message because I completely forgot. I'm doing a tournament. I'm doing his tournament, but it's not until it's another hour and a half. But I'm doing his tournament, so get over and watch that. It's 2v2. And some great players as well. Some really good stuff going on there, and it will be. I think I'm streaming it, and every good name is taken is streaming it. He's organised this tour. Tonight, I believe, Ripper and GC are playing. They're good players. And I can't remember who his clan team is. I've forgotten. But yeah, it kicks off. It's normal time for tournaments. Oh, here's Every. He can tell you about it himself. What am I telling you about now? So it kicks off normal time for tournaments. It's going to be good fun. It's 2v2. It's really, really, really good fun, guys. And as I said, there's some great little pair-ups, some really good players out there tonight. And it's like the finals. So seriously, show Every some love. Yeah, kerfuffles. There you go. It's tonight. I forgot. Every reminded me. Oops. Yeah, I'll be sorting the stream stuff in a moment after I finish this one, which will be very shortly now. But yeah, thank you every for reminding me. I do need to kick up the arse every now and then, clearly. So with that, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure today. I mean, we've had a lot of people jump in, a lot of people having a chat. It's been great, love it. The guys on YouTube been fantastic as well. Seriously, it's you guys who make these things, not me. I just sit here and talk for a couple of hours. It's all about what the input you guys throw across. So again, big thank you for joining. Without you, these things would be meaningless and pointless. Simple as that. So massive thanks, guys. I'm now going to go because we've got a tournament. Not yet, but we've got a tournament soon. So yeah, I've got to get ready for that. Just before I go, massive thanks to everybody who sent me in replays, because I've got Asia, EU and NA tour streams tomorrow, and you know what? I've run out of replays. So again, big thanks to everybody who sent me their replays, because that gives me a lot of stuff to use tomorrow. I've only got one coin stream, but it is North America, so I have to do that for at least 2.5, maybe 3 hours. So everybody gets their coin. No, 2 hours because it's only one game. So everybody gets their coins. Yeah, but so yeah, it's good that I've got the replays, because it allows me to make sure that everybody gets their rewards on the NA coin stream. So thanks for that. Thank you all for joining on Discord. It's been a pleasure again. Thank you on YouTube. And with that, I've been Fugit, guys. You've been great, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.
See you.